Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Chem Lock League with the favorites sitting at 2-7 now after a big victory against the Protectors last time out. We will now be facing off against the Rippers. We will be heading to their home ballpark, and this was the only other win that we've received this season was a 2-0 victory in the second game of the season with Cumulo Lawrence on the mound. She pitched masterfully, and we were able to beat the Rippers, and we're hoping to do the same here. Obviously, in Super Mega Baseball, it doesn't matter how bad you are. You don't get a more favorable position for the next year. All we're doing is saving up funds, developing younger players, and trying to get through this season. So we'll take wins wherever we can get them. Outside of that, we are just trudging through this. So that's crazy. The Rippers have played 3 more games than us. I don't know why that is. I just noticed it, but very bizarre. Well, let's go ahead and get the lineup set for this one, and I am going to fix it so that Forrest Ponce is not at third base. He shouldn't be there. He's tense anyway, so we're going to keep him off of third base. Taking a look at the rest of the lineup here, Panther, Reddier, Case Hendricks at third, Jack Mars, who's on fire right now at second base, looks really, really great with those attributes. Tucker Long, Colby Foster in right, Rocco Marshall, the right fielder in the DH spot today. Actually, I want to take a quick look. Does it make sense to go with anybody else? No, we are going to stick with Rocco, I think. Yeah, in the DH spot. And nothing for Stewart or Ponce as they're tense right now. Vincente Vainman in left. Does it make sense to go with Vito Cummings? I'm going to keep Vito out there because he is the younger player. We'll just keep seeing if we can get some development out of him. And then between these two, I can't even remember. Okay, it's definitely Turf Woodard is the better catcher there. So this team's so bad. We're going to get Sullivan Reddier in the leadoff spot. I'll put Marv Panther at number 2, Jack Mars at number 3, followed by Tucker Long, Colby Foster. Then we'll do Rocco, Vito, and then Turf, followed by Case Hendricks. So, so bad. We are away for this one, and we're going to get this started. Cumulo Lawrence has pitched pretty well. She had, I think, 1 bad inning this year so far, which has skewed her ERA a bit. But overall, she has pitched very well. So this will be, I believe, her 3rd start of the season. She faced off against the Rippers the last time we saw them, and she ended up going, I think it was 4 innings with 5 hits, no runs scored, and I think 2 strikeouts. I'm going off of memory here, so it's a bit shaky, but we'll see if she can be just as successful this time. Jane Fiducci is actually the ace of this staff at a B rating, so she is not very good, but the pitching staff as a whole is not very good. And Sullivan Reddier will pull it down the third base line, toss to first in time for out number 1. So not a good start for our offense. Reddier being one of our better players offensively. And with 1 out, here comes Marv Panther, who should be doing way better than he is. Batting below 200 at 125. 2-2 count, and he gets a base hit up the middle. So we'll have a speedy runner on first base with 1 out for Jack Mars, who's red hot right now with 6 home runs and 11 RBIs on the year, batting .407. He started off a bit slow, but he has turned it on as of late, just a home run machine lately. Oh, and he almost had one there, but he was just ahead of it. Pulls it way foul and out of play. Quick first strike there. Takes the ball high. Fiducci with 3 fastballs and a slider. Runner takes off for second base. Throw down is in time. Archie Barton slaps the tag on Marv Panther, and follow that with a strikeout. Swinging through that and missing it is Jack Mars to end the inning. So a really ugly outcome there. To finish that first inning for Jane Fiducci. She's allowing a base hit, but then is able to clean things up afterwards. Cumulo Lawrence will face off against Anders Anubis, batting 138 with 1 home run and 4 RBIs. Falls behind 0-2, checks his swing and holds back on the ball inside. Shattered bat, and it will end up landing foul down the third baseline. And there's a nice strikeout from Cumulo Lawrence on a pitch that just dropped out of the zone there. Now here comes Grover Constance, batting 172, so another struggling offensive player for the Rippers. That probably leads partially to their 5-7 record. And a little fister off the bat, bloops into right field down the line, and Colby is able to get to that, but it's going to be a 1-out base hit for the Rippers. So similar story as what we saw for the favorites in the top half. Taking a strike there is Archie Barton, one of the best hitters in the league, but Tier 2 whiffer will activate with 2 strikes and pops foul, staying alive, batting .355 with no home runs and 1 RBI, and he lofts one into left field, another light contact base hit, and 2 on with 1 out for Dandelion Burnside, who is locked in, batting .265 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Has Tier 3 Mind Gamer. That'll play a factor in this at-bat against Cumulo Lawrence, whose accuracy drops to about half. And a nice dribbler to short will be a quick 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. And the Dandelion Burnside will lose her mojo, and that'll end the inning. So the favorites come back out to the plate, starting with Tucker Long, batting .091. He's a rookie who's been struggling mightily. Again, not too concerned about that, but just frustrating to watch our team be so bad. 1-2 count here for Tucker. He'll take a ball low. Fiducci does have Tier 2. This ball lofted into right field, but it's going to die in that right field corner for out number 1. Fiducci has Tier 2 choker. So we'll see if the pressure gets any higher. That should impact her if she's still out there. Here comes Colby Foster. Colby batting .400 with no home runs or RBIs. So he's been decent in his time on the field. 1-2 count, and he'll chase out of the zone for strike 3. Another strikeout for Fiducci, and that makes it number 2, I think, on the day so far. Rocco Marshall, 0 for his year so far, and it'll continue as he grounds out to first base, and that'll end the inning. So 0-0 heading into the bottom of the second. We'll go 5-6-7 for the Rippers, starting with Josue Huerta. Josue with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs with a .242 average. A lot of low batting averages on this team, so not very much production from the offense of the Rippers. A grounder to shortstop will get out number 1, and now we turn to Legend Buckley, the catcher. Threw out a runner trying to steal early in the first inning. Has Tier 3 bad ball hitter, so going to be very careful here. Cumulo gets ahead 0-2 and then gets the strikeout. So nice pitching there, taking care of business. Now here comes Alec Planner. I believe he played for the Marauders. And swings at the first pitch. Hit hard, but dies at the warning track in right field. Foster catches that, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Cumulo Lawrence. Good job for her pitching, a good recovery after that rocky, was it her first inning? Yeah. And now we head to the top of the third, starting with Vito Cummings with Tier 1 first pitch Slayer, and he'll take a ball inside, batting .400. Take a strike at the bottom of the zone. Fiducci will get strike 2 swinging on the slider. You have to kind of gear up for those fastballs when she has 3 of them, so that slider can really throw you off. Full count now here for Cummings, and he'll swing right through the fastball at the top of the zone. Turf Woodard comes up, our newly added catcher. Decent defender, but not much of a bat at all. He's not gotten a hit this year yet. This one hit into center field, hit pretty well, but it's going to hang up for Royce Coffey, and that'll be out number 2. We turn to the number 9 hitter, Case Hendricks, our third baseman. Good speed, but very bad bat. So yet looking for his first hit of the year so far. Falls behind 0-2, takes a ball high. Fiducci locked in. And Case sends one into left field, but similar outcome we've seen a lot today. Dies out there. The ball is not carrying very well at Founders Field today. But it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning, and so we'll head to the bottom of the third. We'll start with Royce Coffey here, who's locked in with a .321 average, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs. Probably one of the most productive hitters in this lineup, and he'll produce on this one as he gets a hold of one, and right off of that building there in right center field, which indents into the field, and it's an easy 365 shot. His third home run, a solo shot to break the tie here in the bottom of the third, and it is now 1-0. So Cumulo Lawrence has to feel frustrated with herself there, as he did not really get a hold of it. He just hit it in the best part of the park, and that's an easy home run when you go to right center field. Very shallow over there. Cumulo will give up a base hit up the middle this time. Sullivan Reddier could have dove for that. I don't know if he wasn't ready for it, or he thought it was farther away, but it's going to be a base hit. So 2 straight hits to start off this inning. Anders Anubis will come up. I think he grounded out his first at-bat. 1-1 count with a runner on first. And nice diving attempt from Jack Mars, but it's going to get into right center field. Cutting it off is Marv Panther, and 3 consecutive hits. Cumulo has got to figure it out very quickly so that she doesn't let this get away from her. 28th pitch coming up for her against Grover Constance, and it's going to be a first pitch strike. Ball low. And popped foul behind the plate will make it 1-2 with no outs and runners on first and second. Fouls to stay alive. Another foul ball. So just making enough contact to stay in that batter's box. He does it once again, just continuing to keep his bat on the ball. Another foul ball, 4 in a row now. And this one will be lofted into left field. Shallow. Coming in is Vito Cummings, catching that, and runners holding for out number 1. So Archie Barton, who got a base hit his last time up, comes back up to the plate, looking for an opportunity to extend the lead here in the bottom of the third. After giving up 1 home run, she gave up 2 back-to-back hits, and now she finds herself with 2 on and 1 out. Composed activates on a 3-0 count against Barton. She'll get the strike there. Gets a foul, so works the count to full. Whiffer will activate at tier 2 for Archie, who's locked in, and a liner right to Sullivan Reddier, who catches that. Soft liner, easy to react to, and that's going to be out number 2. So another opportunity to get out of this inning unscathed, but she has to get through Dandelion Burnside. Another lofted ball right to Case Hendricks, so she was able to prevent too much hard contact and gets out of a sticky jam, but she did allow 1 run on the home run from Royce Coffey to lead off the inning. An unfortunate outcome puts us at a 1-0 lead, and we head to the top of our order here in the top of the 4th, starting with Sullivan Reddier. 1-2 count against Fiducci, and a soft liner to Anubis. He takes it off the hop and tosses to first. So Fiducci, not much of an impressive pitcher for the Rippers, but has done just enough against this very weak offense of the favorites. These dogs are not barking, but Marv Panther is. He gets his second base hit of the day, and he'll be on first base with 1 out for Jack Mars, similar to what we saw to start this game. Let's hope for a better outcome, as in the first inning, we saw Marv Panther get caught stealing second, and we saw Jack Mars strike out swinging, so we don't want that to happen. He is now locked in. Takes a strike at the top of the zone with a 1-1 count. And Fiducci gives him a ball that he pulls down the third base line. Cantrell will get to it, and not in time at third base. Mark Panther with his speed, heads up base running, slides into third safely, and now runners will be on first and third with an opportunity to tie this game at the very least. Tucker Long tense. Jane Fiducci has tier 2 choker with a high pressure situation right now. And so her attributes do not look good, especially as she's approaching the 50 pitch mark here in the top of the fourth. Checking on the runner at first, gets back safely. Great speed on the base paths for the favorites. And Tucker Long comes through with a base hit down the first base line. Holding the runner is the first baseman of the Rippers, and so he could not react to that fast enough. And Tucker Long gets his mojo back as he ties this game up with a huge RBI single with 1 out. And now Colby Foster will come up trying to score the runner from second. Chases way out of the zone and falls behind 0-2. Take a ball high over the 50 pitch mark for Fiducci now. And they call that strike 3. Can't believe it. Colby Foster drops his bat and shakes his head. But they say it caught the corner, and that will be out number 2. So we turn to Rocco Marshall, and he'll face off against Hanny Ribeye. Hanny pulls Fiducci off the mound. And Ribeye already depleted with his stamina. He's exhausted, so he shouldn't likely go very far in this one. Tier 1 easy jumps, but no, these runners should not be going. 1-2 count with 2 outs. Takes ball high inside, now 2-2. Ribeye losing the zone here, now full count with 2 outs. Runners take off, and called strike 3. Marshall froze. That ball hits the top of the zone, and that's going to be out number 3 to end the inning. But we do score 1. Tucker Long comes through with a big RBI single, and that puts us in a position to give Cumulo Lawrence another chance at a victory here. Tie ball game, so she's going to have to stay long enough for us to score another run, which might be feeling like an impossible task. We'll get a fly out to right field for out number 1. Buckley comes up 0 for 1. Takes strike 1 here. I believe he struck out last time. And a dribbler down the first base line. Easy scoop for Tucker Long. He steps on first base bag. Out number 2. And now Alec Planter will come up tense and 0 for 1. We'll take strike 1. Strike 2. Nice pitch there. And strike 3. So 1, 2, 3. Cumulo Lawrence flies through the 4th inning. Mows down the Ripper lineup, and now we head to the top of the 5th. Things are looking better for us. High pressure will help out Vito Cummings in his tier 2 clutch trait. Also has the first pitch slayer, but he takes strike 1. Ribeye does not have much juice left in the tank, but he gets ahead here and gets him chasing on strike 3, an off-speed pitch that he buries in the dirt. That'll be a quick out number 1. And that's exactly what the Rippers are looking for. Woodard gets pulled for Forrest Ponce, who is tense. In a max pressure situation, so that tense mojo impacts him quite a lot. He'll take strike 2 after fouling a pitch off. And hits one to deep center field, left center field and carrying, but it looks like just like many of these balls today, dies there just in front of the warning track. So Forrest Ponce, if he's not tense, maybe that ball gets out of here. He did not get everything on it, but it looks like the manager of the favorites is pulling out all the stops, as now we'll bring in Vincente Vainman to replace Case Hendricks. And we also saw Hanny Ribeye get pulled for closer. I think that's Remy Bowman. Yeah, Remy Bowman, the closer, will get strike 3 on 4 pitches. And the inning ends. We just went through both 2 of our bench bats. So if this goes any further into extras, we're not going to see a very good outcome, I don't imagine. And Forrest Ponce will... What the heck? Skylar Stewart. Okay, so now we have no bench bats because Stewart comes in to replace Case Hendricks in the field. And Artichoke Taverna, the catcher, comes in to replace Forrest Ponce. Reddier moves over to third base. And nice strikeout there from Cumulo Lawrence. A lot happened there, and I'm still trying to process it. Here in the bottom of the fifth, Cumulo cruising, 55 pitches now, and she'll miss the strike zone there, so 2-1 count. Now I say that, and she is a little bit outside of the strike zone there. And Cantrell hits one to right field, right center, but Colby Foster there, another one he hauls in for out number 2. And we move to the top of the lineup, and Anders Anubis, who's 1 for 2 with a single, comes in, max pressure, and the first pitch swinging right to Jack Mars for out number 3. So we head to the top of the 6th. We want to avoid going into extras, so it would be wonderful for us to work on getting a run across in any way possible. We'll start with the top of our lineup. Sullivan Reddier 0 for 2 today. That was not a strike, but okay. And pulled down the third baseline right to Alec Planner, who catches that and tosses to first for out number 1. Most consistent bat in our lineup as of today is Marv Panther, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. He did manage to score the only run for the favorites. He'll get ahead in the count 2-0. Remy with a four-seam fastball and a curveball gets him to pop up right behind the plate, and Buckley will catch that for out number 2. So no one on, and Jack Mars will now come up 1 for 2 with a single. He pushed the runner over to third. That eventually scored. He's still locked in. Oh my God, he got a hold of one, but well ahead of it and pulled foul. This one lofted into right center field and hangs up for Royce Coffey. Speed demon there in center field. Catches that, and it's 1-2-3 for the closer. Now they have a chance to finish this one off. Cumulo Lawrence has pitched really, really well today. She got into a couple of jams early in this one. She did allow the 1 solo home run, but I am worried that she's going to get stuck with a loss here. She's locked in 60 pitches into this game. Going to try for the 6th inning outing here. And Composed will activate. She's locked in on a full count. And a grounder misplayed by Skylar Stewart. She is tense, and that's going to impact her fielding ability significantly. If that's Sullivan Reddier there, he's oh my God, that pisses me off. Sullivan Reddier makes that play, but instead, runner on first base for Archie Barton. And this is just geared up for a home run to walk off here. I just feel it. 2-0 count. Cumulo's still in for way too long. Archie pops up, shallow infield. Skylar Stewart calling it, catches it, out number 1. Doesn't mean we're out of the woods just yet, as now Tier 3 Mind Gamer Dandelion Burnside will come up, and Cumulo will finally get pulled for Cairo Cohen. Cairo coming in at about 2/3 stamina. 98-mile-an-hour fastball there. Uses the elite slider. Falls behind 2-0, checking on the runner. Back safely. With 1 out, looking for a ground ball. And falls behind 3-0. Composed will activate, but Mind Gamer doing its job. And there's strike 1 on the slider. Runner gets picked off. Nice call from Cairo Cohen, who predicted perfectly. Runner gets hung up there in a rundown between first and second. And then a grounder to third base, and I guess all's well that ends well. On this play from Skylar Stewart, they don't call that an error, and the runner gets caught in a pickle, ends up getting tagged out, and then a grounder to third ends the inning. So Cumulo Lawrence will officially walk away with a no decision after going 5 1/3 innings, and Tucker Long gets another base hit, this one to right center field. I believe it was 5 1/3 innings for Cumulo Lawrence, who only allowed 1 run on the solo home run, and I believe the 2nd inning. And she's just hoping for her team to get some runs across to finish this one off. We'll see how long we end up going into extras. Fouled off there in an 0-2 count. And ball taken high. Another ball in the dirt there. Foster with a good eye. And pushed foul. We'll do it again, 2-2, and takes ball 3. So this is a full count with nobody out, and Bowman will lose him as he put up a good fight. Foster gets a walk, and now 2 on and no outs for Rocco Marshall. Remy Bowman finally gets pulled for Bo Adams with Tier 2 falls behind. He is full stamina here with a 2.45 ERA, a .82 whip. He has had a great season so far. And nice pull there from Rocco Marshall, but just fouled down the third base line. Over the head of Archie Barton. This one's going to get into the corner. Rocco Coffey will come up throwing, but 1 run scores from second base, and a huge base hit from I said Rocco Coffey. Royce Coffey gets that one in, but Rocco Marshall comes up with a huge base hit, scoring a run, breaking the tie here in the top of the 7th. The favorites take the lead 2-1, but they're not done yet as nobody's out, and a runner on first and third. Vito Cummings with Tier 2 clutch is tense, but his trait offsets that, and he gets a base hit past the diving third base or shortstop that was pulled in, and another run scores, this time from third, and this extends the lead to 3-1. So we've actually seen some production from some of our weaker bats in the lineup, which is very fun to see. Bo Adams with no accuracy at all, but he puts it right down the middle, and Taverna misses it. Sign Stealer activates for ball 1. She'll take strike 2. Bo Adams tense right now, and we'll take ball 2 now. So 2-2 count with nobody out, 2 on, and we'll swing through strike 3. So Taverna with her first at bat as a favorite swings right through 1 for strike 3. Now Skylar Stewart, who had a surprise home run a few games back, will come into the batter's box tense. Not looking like she can offer much for us here today. She'll swing through that one, so she falls behind 0-2 immediately. That Tier 3 bunter trait would probably be nice here. As diving play, Archie Barton misplays it. It gets behind him, and that's going to allow Stewart to reach on an infield single potentially, maybe an error. But bases are now loaded with 1 out for Sullivan Reddier. He's been quiet today, 0 for 3. Looking to see if he can turn things around in a big moment here for his team. They might not be playing for much, but a win is a win, and we want to see as many as we can. 2-2 count with 1 out, and Bo Adams fools him on a pitch right down the middle for strike 3. That'll be out number 2, and now with 2 outs and bases are loaded, we'll see Jack Mars come up. I'm sorry, Marv Panther. I skipped one there. 0-2 count, and Panther squeaks one through the infield, and that one's going to get into left. Another run scores, and Marv Panther has been incredibly productive for this team. Maybe he likes that 2 spot. And now Jack Mars will come up with the bases loaded, locked in a max pressure situation. Bo Adams back to tense. Man, Jack, you've been quiet today. It'd be real nice to see you put one out right here and just put this one away for us. 3-0 count. Take strike 1 there, so getting the red light for sure. And then he'll take ball 4, and he walks with the bases loaded, scoring a run and turning it back to Tucker Long, who led off this inning with a single. So we've batted around in the best inning to do that would be in extras, right? We've scored 4 runs straight in this inning. 1-2 count for Tucker Long. Way out of the zone there for ball 2. Tucker down the right field line. He puts it just past the diving first baseman's glove. 1 run scores, a second one coming in, a third one coming in. Tucker Long with a bases clearing double. 3 runs come across, and Tucker Long with a huge day today. 3 hits and 4 RBIs, I believe, puts us at 8-1. And now Sherry Montoya will come in to replace Bo Adams. They cannot figure out this very potent favorites offense right now. The dogs are barking, and they're putting it together. I didn't see this coming. This team just So weird. And Montoya will get a grounder back to her. She will toss it to first to finally end the stop the bleeding. 7 runs come across in the 7th inning, and Cairo, come on, dude. You now have yourself a 7-run cushion. Let's just get this inning over very quick. Starting with Josue Huerta. 1-1 count here. Fouls another pitch back, so he'll fall behind. And Cohen cannot get the put-out pitch there. And not there either, as it's going to get past Jack Mars diving to his left. And a leadoff base hit here will get the Rippers going here in the top of the 7th, or bottom of the 7th, excuse me. Legend Buckley 0 for 2 today. And average speed over there at first base. Cohen having trouble finding his accuracy as he's bouncing around the zone there. Gets a foul there, and it's 2-1. Gets him swinging through strike 2. And there's strike 3. Cairo Cohen with the put-out pitch there, and he waves goodbye as that's out number 1. And Alec Planner will come up 0 for 2. Rattled right now, so he's not having himself a good day. Love a ground ball to end this game right now. Staying inside on the slider, and it's 2-1. That one high. 3-1 composed activates. We'll get the strike in the zone there, so it's full. And Planner puts one into right field, finds a hole, and pushes it for a base hit there. So he gets some of his mojo back. He's now tense. And with 2 on and 1 out, Royce Coffey, the only run producer for this Rippers team. And oh my God, he does it again. This one to right center field, off the top of the dust-up building, and a big 3-run shot for him, 453. And that gets this game a little bit closer, and it's no longer a no-doubt win here, as it is now 8-4. And Alice Cantrell will walk up with Tier 2 rally starter. Cairo Cohen will get pulled for Anderson Mackey. Anderson with a 4-seam, a cut fastball, and a slider. Has not much accuracy, nor does he have any velocity. Just relies on that slider. 2-1 count here. Cantrell will take strike 2 with 1 out. A dribbler back to the mound, and Mackey will get out number 2. So we are 1 out away from taking this victory here against the Rippers and sweeping them in the series, the season series. But we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, as Anders Anubis will put one into center field to keep the inning alive just a little bit longer. Needing 4 more runs with only 2 outs here. Grover Constance comes up 2 for 3. And he'll hit one to left field. This one's carrying. Is it going to stay fair? Is it going to get out of play? No, right in the corner is Vito Cummings, who catches that right up against the wall. I thought it may have gotten out. I thought it may tail foul. Instead, it stays fair, and it stays right in front of the wall to end the game. So a big moment there, and it looked like there was a chance that the Rippers could catch back up, but the favorites hold on to win that one. Got a little rocky there in the 7th, but we end up taking the victory. So big moment there for the favorites, as we just continued to push when we made it to extra innings. I don't know where it came from, but we'll take it. Taking a look at the offense today, hits up and down the lineup for the Rippers, but not a whole lot of production outside of Rocco Coffey with his 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. He was the only producer for the Rippers team. For the favorites, Sullivan Reddier with an 0 for 4 day was not what we'd like to see, but 3 for 4 for Marv Panther with 2 runs scored and an RBI is absolutely what we want to see. Jack Mars, quiet day, but still productive. 1 for 3 with with runs scored, an RBI and a walk. But Tucker Long is the player today that we want to talk about, as he went 3 for 4 with a run scored and 4 RBIs. Very great production from him. And then a couple of other base hits from a few surprise bats in the lineup there. So love to see that. Moving to the pitching side of things, Fiducci did pretty well in her 3 2/3. Just wasn't efficient enough, and she allowed 4 hits, one earned run, and 4 strikeouts. Ribeye pitched well in his very brief appearance. Bowman gets the loss here as she gave up 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout in 1 1/3 innings. Bo Adams did not look very good at all, and he's been pitching very well for most of this season. And then Montoya got the out that she needed to get. So Cumulo Lawrence, I was correct, did go 5 1/3, giving up 6 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts. She did allow a solo home run. Then Cairo Cohen comes in. He does not look very good in his win, but he will get the win. 1 inning pitched, 3 hits, 3 earned runs on a home run and a strikeout. And then Mackey came in, got 2 outs, gave up 1 hit, but did not allow a run. So great pitching there. So we'll see Royce Coffey with the number 1 spot, followed by Tucker Long and Cumulo Lawrence. I think that seemed obvious and very fair. I'd probably put Lawrence above Tucker, but I'll take it either way. Just love to see some production from the rookie and from our starting rotation. So who would have thought we were on a 2-game winning streak here, 10 games into the season. We're at 3-7. Facing these two catchers off against each other. I guess we'll go Artichoke Taverna because she is younger. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. All right, let's see with this one. Amelia McKay or Jericho House. I believe Jericho, he's 20, and he has an elite 4-seam fastball at tier 3, so I think we want to keep developing him. Amelia McKay, she's just a pitcher, that we brought in because there weren't many options. So I think we'll go with McKay getting the drop here in loyalty. She's also the cheaper of the 2. All right, so that's it there. Heading to the next game, we'll be facing off in game 1 of a doubleheader against the Skimmers, who are sitting at 6-6 right now. We'll have Jess Trujillo coming out to the mound to face off against Will Moran, who's been pitching very good this year so far. So let's take a look at what's happened since the game ended. We beat the Rippers 8-4. We see the Protectors will drop an outfielder, Milana Fernandez. She's 24. She's a utility outfielder and infielder. That might be a decent signing for us. She's a really good fielder. She's decent speed and an average arm. Not a good hitter, but could be an option for us. We'll take a look at that in a minute here. Cumulo Lawrence with some development, but a chance to gain crossed up. At 20%, it makes me nervous, but I am intrigued, and she did pitch really well, so I might justify giving this to her with a chance. It would be tier 1 crossed up, so which it's not debilitating, but I never want to give a bad trait to a developing player. Colby Foster will get 1 contact, bring him up to 50. Then we see Anderson Mackey. He also has some development with a chance to gain crossed up. Development for Vincente Vainman and for Colby Foster. So he has a chance to gain choker, which I really don't like seeing. Tucker Long with development, +1 speed for Artichoke Taverna. That doesn't really matter. And then Asher Garcia with +3 fielding. I guess we'll take it. He still remains an S and continues to develop. So let's take a look. This one for Turf. No, I'm not going to do that. This one for Anderson Mackey. He needs the accuracy. He's 22. This is one of those situations where I think we'll risk it. And if he gets crossed up, we might consider getting rid of him. But you need to take these chances in this game. In Super Mega Baseball 4, players don't develop like they did in the older games, and so you kind of have to take these risks for those players that are not as good. So I'm going to go for it probably. Same thing with Cumulo Lawrence, but for a different reason. She I want to reward for her good performance today, and I hope that does not come with a crossed up trait, but it's not the worst thing that could happen. She'll get some increase in velocity and hopefully a little extra junk there as well. Vainman here is 24, so it doesn't hurt to give him an offensive boost. And then Tucker Long, he played very well, so I want to reward him. Do I do it for Kobe Foster too? Gains fielding and 1 power, loses 1 arm. Yeah, why not? If he gets choker, then we'll definitely be getting rid of him. He's a C plus. You know what? No, I'm not going to touch him because he's 19 and he's pretty decent already. I like his speed and his fielding. He's got 50 contact, so I don't think the fielding needs the extra boost, and the power would be nice, but I don't think that 1 power is going to make much of a difference. So we'll hold off on that one. We'll do this one for Tucker. So 2 power, 1 speed. Does he get 1 extra power? Does not. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Vincente Vainman with an offensive boost here. 2 power, 2 contact. Does not get the extra power. Does he get the extra contact? Does not get that. And then will he gain the power versus lefties trait? He will not. So just the 2 power and contact, not much else. Not very notable there. Cumulo, I don't like risking it, but we're going to do it. So she'll get the 3 velocity, 1 junk. Gets the 5 bonus velocity, so she'll boost up to a 96 there, which is just crazy. And just please don't get it. Please don't get it. Okay, good. So we avoided that there. She doesn't get the bonus junk, but her velocity is crazy now. And she's up to 96. Love to see that. 5 pitches, 2 fastballs. Man, we love it. So great job, Cumulo. All right, let's do the same thing for Anderson. Get some accuracy and velocity. Does not get the bonus accuracy, and he will actually gain the crossed up trait. So classic. Of course, that would happen for us, but at least it was Mackey and not Lawrence. So it's a tier 1 trait. We'll keep him for now, but during the offseason, we'll probably look to replace him anyways, so it's not that big a deal. And then lastly is the Turf Woodard one. I'm not going to do that. So where do we go from here? Well, 2-game set against the Skimmers at home. We lost to them 9-5. It was Jess Trujillo on the mound the last time we faced them, and I believe it was just 1 really bad inning that got away from us, and outside of that, we just couldn't catch up. Outside of that, we won't see Lily Dubs. We'll see Will Moran, followed by Vincente Moon. We'll then face off against the Scroungers, the Dive Bombers, and then the Burglars in a 2-game set to end this game, or end of this season. So 5 games left, 6 games left, sorry. And we are so close to being done with this absolutely abysmal season. It can't end fast enough. We still have the worst record. Actually, I guess technically the Maulers have the worst record, but they played 2 more games than us. Sewer Sneaks with a plus 26 run differential at 9-2 right now are dominating in the Yen Conference. The Outlaws at 9-3 are looking very good with a -1 run differential right now. For us, the Burglars are sitting in first place with a plus 20 run differential and a 9-4 record. How did we fare against them? We lost 7-4 in that one, and then we have a 2-game set to end the season. So we'll see how that all plays out. I don't think that there's anyone that I was looking at in the free agent pool, although I did want to check out that no Dainty, no to Lauren, no to Larry Butters. Ruby Samplemore is a pass. Not bad. Smoke Reef Killer. Knox Collins, Giselle Patton. I was actually interested in Milana Fernandez. Who would she replace? We have our 4 outfield or our extra outfielders here. I'm guessing Vincente Vainman would be the replacement, or if we really wanted to, we could toss Marv Panther. But with him actually producing right now, I don't want to. If we can bring him back on the same salary next year, that would be really nice. But if we were to bring in Vainman, or drop Vainman for Fernandez, same age, she's a switch hitter. It's actually very interesting. would be the only one in our lineup that's a switch hitter. She's a utility infielder and outfielder. Better power, worse contact, better speed, better fielding, and essentially the same arm. The only difference is she doesn't have a trait and he does. But Dive Wizard is not that notable in the outfield. I'm actually considering this, so I'm going to put a star on her. And what is she at right now? Her value is 5.4, so we'll come back to that a little bit later, but an interesting consideration there for us. Devin Schultz at 4.7 is almost to his rating, and we might look to get rid of Forrest Ponce because he has been nothing but a disappointment for us, and that's not a bad trade down. Would be much cheaper there, and we could still afford to do that chemistry-wise. Ward Handspringer, crafty, shortstop, maybe in place of Skylar here. Oh, we couldn't do that because we can't get crafty up to tier 3. Yeah, I don't think that's an option that would be viable for us at all. I wanted to see, sorry, thank you for bearing with me, everyone. If we went with, yeah, none of these starting pitchers would make sense. Smoke Reef Killer, Lauren Anderson. Yeah, her pitch mix is terrible. And K Collector Tier 1 is not good. Smoke Reef Killer has crossed up, but has 5 pitches and is a lefty as a 21-year-old. So is Homer Harden. So I think Homer would be the guy we'd stick with there. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Not much of a benefit there at all. And a better trait. So, yeah, we'll stick with that. So, anyways, that is where we will leave this episode. Maybe the team is turning around a little bit. We already know that this is a lost season, so we're not worried about the wins and losses. More so just the development of this team and a few of these players producing the way we hope and want them to. So, thank you so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, everyone.